Why does Maar Khan, a critically panned box office failure,
एक डांड पे रैप्टा मारा ना
work better than Happy New Year? When Happy New Year first came out, it was one of the highest earning films and set multiple box office records. It is curious then how culturally irrelevant the film feels compared to a way smaller film Maar Khan. What's even more interesting is that it is directed by the same director and writer, India's leading auteur Farah Khan. Both are also heist films. If you really think about it, it's her attempt to remake a flop film into a commercial success. We'll get into the similarities and differences of the two, but first let's do a mini review of Happy New Year. The main reason I think Happy New Year doesn't work or isn't remembered is because it doesn't commit to being a single genre or tone. A very basic synopsis of the film is simple. Charlie wants to bring down Charan Grover. Because this is the main motivation of the film, by the way. Because Charan framed his father, who was also his business partner and log specialist, in a robbery which ends with his father taking his own life in prison. Sounds very old Bollywood type. And I like that about the film. I like old Bollywood films. The problem starts when he, along with his old friends, has to enter a dance competition to get to Charan's latest vault, the Shalimar, and now frame him by robbing it, thus avenging his father. The thing is, the World Dance Championship competition is an international competition, so the movie then gets this nationalism vibe, and by the way, it is not played for laughs. The movie does use it for serious emotional weights and moments. The tone should be focused around the revenge plot. It also cannot make any of the main characters the bad guys, so Charlie seemingly forgets his own personal revenge and thinks about India whenever the film wants him to. He risks giving away his identity multiple times just to say that India wale to best hai. I mean the guy killed your father. Maybe he's on the lookout for vengeful offsprings, don't you think? To discuss the other issues, we can start comparing the two. Maar Khan's heist plot is simple and from the start treated as a joke. The main character in this film fakes shooting a film in a village to hijack a train and steal the thing. You know the thing. Farah knows the heist plot isn't interesting and a tight screenplay with hilarious jokes, references and self-awareness pulls it off. It's almost like a heist in itself. Happy New Year, on the other hand, leans heavily on the heist. It's taken seriously and all the details, however absurd, are shown in length to us, but the thing is, it is weak, and similar movies in similar settings like Abu Dhabi and Dubai do it in a more complex and interesting way. So, the heist plot doesn't engage us that well, which is also the backdrop of the whole film. From a character-driven storytelling perspective, motivations matter the most. These films differ here. Maar Khan is far more character-driven. The plot is scaled down to one thief and one village robbery. He robs because he is a thief. No emotional backdrop, how his father taught him to rob or how his poverty-stricken childhood made him do them. But the film is clear. He is the greatest thief. From his intro to his last scene, he can open any lock. A skill, by the way, that does not pay off in the end, sadly. But still, we have a clear motivation. Happy New Year, on the other hand, starts with the revenge plot, then throws in a half-baked nationalism plot, and in the end fails to fully deliver on either of those. Charlie as a character doesn't change. He pretty much till the end still judges Deepika Padukone and people like that, and doesn't really care about nationalism. He only goes back to the dance platform or whatever because his friends are going there, and because he had to show up. The tone. Maar Khan is goofy, silly and light-hearted. From A to Z, even the ending is a joke. There are no real consequences for all characters and no real villain throughout the film. Just a wholesome village as a backdrop and a story serving as a vehicle to tell joke. Happy New Year, on the other hand, is a masala film first. With comedy, but characters have consequences and things are changed from where they started. Even if it's poorly shown, the status quo has shifted and Papaji is avenged. And that's why it's so bland. Like they will throw in an action sequence, some terrible dance, and then some jokes about English or vomiting, but the plot is still serious somehow. Like, are we supposed to take this emotional motivation seriously when we just saw that all of the team members really don't give a fuck? Comedy. The thing is, Maar Khan is a comedy film first. It's absurd, and scenes are constructed so that the most amount of jokes can be told about whatever subject Farah wanted. Let's take an example. In the scene Maar Khan visits Akshay Khanna to hire him for his film, logically it would be impossible for him to even get into his house. And why would a director even show up to somebody's house directly, right? Unless they had some kind of relationship. But he is just already in the house. This scene furthers the plot, but most importantly, it gets them the chance to tell jokes about Amir Khan, actors, Bollywood, and M. Night Shyamalan, of course. Happy New Year has jokes thrown in, but what matters more is that action set pieces are showcased, boxes are ticked for item songs, romance, and of course, nationalism. These make the jokes stretch and they feel forced, while also dampening the action sequences of the tone that the scene is trying to set up. So if somebody is thrown around, let's just add a milkshake because that would be funny. Or if there's a fight scene going on, why not have somebody eat beside it so that the same person is thrown again and again into their food. I'm not saying it's a terrible joke, but it's not the funniest thing ever. The main problem Happy New Year suffers with, which I think became an issue with lots of modern Bollywood film, is that it doesn't have a clear tone, long, like a real creator making a full-length video. It just doesn't hit. Couple that with a weak revenge plot and nationalism, and you get, well, a multi-million-dollar hit. Fuck. I think I should leave, guys. By the way, this film revolves around the World Dance Championship, and all the dance sequences fucking suck, man. Like, Farah Khan is a composer. She has done great work, music video-wise, with Shah Rukh Khan and other actors. Why are all the songs so terrible and